to podcast number 5. Hey! This week, this podcast is brought to you by the song Out of Sight.
Why did you do it? I first started writing the lyrics to Out of Sight when we were on tour.
I remember, it's funny how the song changed actually. I remember coming up with the idea.
We were driving through the Alps on our way to Switzerland.
I was quite poor for the song, and I always got to the supermarket to get cheap food, you know, the stuff that tends to be out of date.
So I quite like this song simply because it's got an all-out kind of rock beat that I can really let myself go with.
Getting something on my plate, the only way I can afford it is if it's out of date.
Okay, for me, Out of Sight was probably the song we did that went through the most changes, and we probably perhaps rehearsed the most and went round the chords.
I just remember making some notes in my notebook where I got some of the lines. It wasn't for like another 6 months or so after that when I actually wrote the song. I had this idea for a song where the piano chords would be quite slow and start just with slow piano notes, and then the beat comes in quite fast in a sort of krautrock type beat. We listened to some Noi on the tour. There's a couple of demos of it, one I did on my iPhone. And one I did as a proper demo.
On a good day you can see the sea, and on a bad one you can only see me. The signs all point to...
When we first started rehearsing it, Stephen was playing the piano.
I'm the genius that plays the chords.
When we first started it, I started off playing keyboard, piano, oh lord.
You've no idea how hard it is to just sing you the chords. Ding.
It took a couple of rehearsals before we switched that around.
And then you panic and it's like, fucking hell. Ding. So we have to put that in time a little bit.
Even in the editing stage, it went through about 3 or 4 different changes to the song. And I was very conscious writing the bass line that I didn't want it to sound like Enola Gay, which would have been very easy to do around those chords. I like it.
And there's a snare fill that was put in there, and everyone seemed to like that quite a lot, so it was replicated many times throughout the song, if you'll hear.
The thing I remember is picking up the Evo for the first time.
And that's when Stephen came up with his Evo part, which is the sort of high guitar line that goes through it.
This was present the Lee got a few years ago. He's since given it to the Sons. You know, very selfless. He's a very selfless guy.
It worked really, really well.
And I really like Stephen's Evo guitar part.
And I did that, the bit which is actually, if you play it by itself, it sounds very much like the team from Ferg.
I really like Stephen's Evo part.
Theme from Terminator. And the other bit that I do that I really like, and I've actually managed to figure out how to play it live, is the bit where in the studio, Rich, one of our bearded friends from the studio, he had to help me. He was my third hand.
I remember recording it in the studio.
When we were editing, we were perhaps going to have that as a solo rather than middle eight.
It's usually the turning point in gigs that we play.
So long, our souls, and also paid off by the rest of us.
live a few times now and it works well.
Just because it gets the adrenaline pumping, you know, songs after that seem to go quite well.
Remember going round the backing vocals quite a lot.
My favourite bits of the song, I really like the harmonies at the end. This is just something we tell or something.
We worked quite hard on the backing vocals, and actually at one point I think there's 12 Stevens singing the backing lines.
The initial this is just something we tell ourselves backing vocal part.
Well, the backing vocals were, when we recorded it, there was about 16 backing vocals, some of which were put through a vocoder, some of which sounded like a robot.
My initial idea on that was to make it sound robotic.
The bit that Lee does, which is really, really low and sounds like a robot.
And we do that differently live now, where we end live on just that. This is just something we tell ourselves to fool ourselves.
This is just something we tell ourselves to fool ourselves.
And that's about it.
Months after recording it, I did have to ask Stuart what the lyrics were about the vapor part, because I thought he was talking about a piranha on the breeze, and I was thinking like flying fish, you know, piranha 2, frightened me a little.
I like it.
Not in general, it's a good song, I like this song.
Not really sure what a snow lion is. Heard of a snow leopard.
And I just was telling Stu about it, and then I think he came up with the rest of the song from there.
Nice.
About being out of sight.
I'd been to Russia and went to one of them zoos near Siberia, and I'd seen they had leopards there, they have them dartboards, and they have snow lions.
There appears to be some confusion within the band about certain lyrics, but for the avoidance of any doubt, it is when the snow lying in the fields disappears like vapor on the breeze.
Paint, paint, paint. Paint, 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 paint.
Competition time, competition time, competition time.
True or false? The working title of E.T. was originally Mr. Brownie Longneck.
Hello everybody.
Hi.
You join us at an important part of the podcast where we're having a serious discussion. We have an issue which has developed over the past 5 weeks, which is that when our podcasts go out on YouTube, there is one person, we presume it's a person, who is disliking each of the podcasts. They've done it for all 4 of the podcasts so far, even the Open to Persuasion one.
Which, as everyone knows, is brilliant. Best one we've done so far. We have a few.
Like it.
We have a few different theories as to why this person is clicking dislike. The first theory is that this man or woman really likes it, and when they see the thumb symbol, they think it's a download button and they want to keep it forever. That's one of the theories.
Or could be that maybe we are actually offending this person, and if we are, we'd like them to get in touch, and we'll work through it and become stronger as friends.
And the third possibility is that this person could just be a f***ing c***, who therefore can go and f*** themselves.
Okay, this is this week's Fan of the Week announcement. Woo!
And this week's Fan of the Week is...
Jane Brinkley.
Hey!
From
California.
Hey.
Where is she?
I presume so.
America.
She's from America.
Brinkers.
The Brinkster.
The Big B.
Brinkmeister.
Brinko, 1, 2.
The Brinkatronic.
Rinka-dinka brink.
Anybody want to go to the ice brink?
Should I have a brink first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your brand.
Yeah. What do you brink?
Brink Vic. So,
Yes.
she's, you can see a picture, it's coming over to my right now. Well done. T-shirt is on its way to you.
Well done, Jane. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Well, what's Jane done for us though?
Oh yeah,
To win this.
She's done.
Cool.
She did a Wikipedia page. Did a really good job of the writing and that.
She's done a press release for us as well.
That's did.
She did.
If we're talking about press releases, we should do it.
She what done a press release for us.
She writ it.
She writ it.
Oh, this is gonna need editing now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. Oh, who cares?
Right.
Steve's
Brilliant.
Yep.
See ya.
Ta.
Bye bye.
Celebrities speak to the suns.
Hello folks, welcome to this week's celebrity interview. This is Stephen here. This week I've been chatting with none other than legendary U2 frontman Bono. So Bono, thanks for flying in especially to talk to me, especially this day and age when you could have just phoned or Skyped or whatever. A little birdie told me that you were listening to the Sun's album The Prime Words Committee on the plane.
I got so caught up with it I ended up in Africa.
You daft bugger. Anyway, how much was the flight? We'll be, more than happy to reimburse you.
Tenor.
That's cheap. Did you come over in the luggage hold?
In the dark.
Right.
Begging for food.
Okay. So, we were actually introduced to you by Rob and Rich from Snug Recording Company in Derby, where we recorded the album. I remember I had to go around your house to collect that money you owed them for the recording time on your last album.
Something that I'll never forget.
Yeah. How much was it?
Tenor.
It was very uncomfortable for me because...
They owed us 8.
Well, I don't want to get into money arguments again. We're all friends now. So, before I ask you a bit about your impressions of working with the Suns, a little bit about you. You've been famous and successful now for many, many years. Have there been many situations where you've been able to give a little back, to spread your knowledge?
My grandparents wanting to know to play the piano.
That's cool. I hope you didn't charge them, eh?
Tenor.
I'm beginning to realise why you're not short of a few quid. Back to Rob and Rich at Snug Recording Company.
They share the same...
Underwear, I know, but they hate people knowing. Anyway, they enjoyed working with us on the Prime Words Committee album, I think.
They just wish it wasn't so unhip.
Steady on there, we tried our best,
Other people would agree.
Whatever, you're not that hip yourself. Anyway, back to it. We've asked the other celebrities so far what they think about the individual members of the Suns. Let's try it with you. First of all, Lee. He took to wearing those Bono-type shades for a while, all because of you.
It's a bad look for both of us. How uncool.
Try to say good things if you can now, Bon.
Very beautiful, dignified, tall, incredibly handsome.
Okay, that's enough, man. Now, Roger.
Very musical and a frustrated musician.
Yeah, I think he's just unsure about his...
Sexuality.
Not what I was going to say, but anyway, Stuart.
He's fierce, state of disrepair.
Yeah, good guitar player though, just
not really, able to do anything else.
And Paul?
Still one of the biggest influences in my life.
And what about me?
Poor hygiene.
Up yours? You're not exactly that fresh today yourself. You must be boiling with this central heating on. Do you ever take that stupid leather jacket off? It's not even cool. I've seen them in flipping Matalan. And that stupid half-American accent you've got these days. Paul says you sound like a leprechaun Elvis impersonator. Where are you going? Bono! 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 Oops, well, I think that might be it for this week, folks. I might have taken that a bit far. He's coming back, Bono, you're back. I'm sorry I went a bit...
Paul is dead.
What?
Paul is dead.
Right, he's gone again. Okay. Right, well, thanks very much for coming in anyway. It's been a lovely segment of this week's podcast, as it always is. To everyone at home, join us again next week, where we'll have another celebrity speaking to a different member of the Suns. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast, and I hope you tune in next week for some more.
It's goodbye from me.
And from me.
And from me.
And goodbye from us.